What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show recap with Mo. Well, we're getting ready to get into a little bit of discussion of Tyler Perry's Sistas. But before we get into this thing, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit and it that's going down, alright? So the episode trailer that we're getting ready to talk about briefly is episode number 21, titled Lose to Win. Now, the synopsis for this episode states, as Gary's misdeeds collide, Sabrina's good news will have a negative effect on Maurice. Hayden confronts Fatima concerning Tamara. Michael's fate is revealed to Zac and Fatima as Karen makes a life-altering decision. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this trailer breakdown. Alright, so I just read it to you. It's a whole lot of shiznit that's going down in this episode. I know the previous episode, there was a whole lot of stuff going on near the end of the episode. And I was like, darn, this is a whole lot of stuff to squeeze in for episode number 21. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. So it says that Gary's misdeeds collide. Now, I'm trying to think about what potentially could be going on here, but let me go ahead and deal with the elephant in the room. So we left off with the previous episode with Gary and Hayden. So Gary had just given Hayden some information or some intel on his girl Tamara. Now, Gary goes on to tell him that, she's a plant. She actually works for Fatima's cousin, and we all know who's her cousin, right? So this whole situation right here is bothersome to me to the 10th degree, because I'm like, why in the heck are you so concerned about what Hayden got going on over here? How does this man's personal life interfere with what you got going on when you got this woman over here pregnant, and then you got this woman over here, whatever? I mean, we don't know what's going on with Andy, and then we don't know who else is in the picture. But now it's talking about in this synopsis that, his misdeeds are going to collide. So I'm like, what the heck is about to come down the pipeline at this point? Now, we do see Jordan talking to Andy at a restaurant, and he's telling her that, hey, my sister would love to meet with you. Now, I'm assuming, this is just me, coming out of my head right here. I'm assuming that she wants to sit down with Andy first and foremost to pick her brain, find out the dates, find out everything she needs to know. She needs a little bit of intel on her own. And I honestly believe that she wants to sit down with Andy, who is a divorce attorney, I believe, and she wants to know, even though she's not divorced, what can I get out of this picture? Because I don't honestly, look, I'm going to just be honest, I do not think Penelope wants to be with this joker at this point. Now, I could be, totally wrong in this situation, but with Jordan, I think he's telling her, man, like, look, go on and let that joker go. All the cards are in your hand, and he gonna do what you need because you got that baby. All right. So since you got the baby, you already 7 months pregnant. You're 7 months in. I mean, that's the reason why he was sitting up there lying to your face, telling you she meant nothing to me, talking about Andy. Because honestly, he needed to get back with Penelope because he knows that she got him. So at this point, Andy is the least of his concerns at this moment. He knows exactly where Andy is. He knows what she's driving. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nothing is going to change there for the time being. But with Penelope wanting to sit down with Andy, coming up to her job, of course, Andy is like, what the heck you doing up here? And she was like, no, I need to talk. So I wonder what this conversation is going to be about, what's going to be uncovered. And then, of course, we have yet to talk about his previous wife, the kids. I mean, we haven't heard anything. So that's a whole different, disclosure that we have yet to talk about what's going on with his previous family. So will they uncover some other women out there in these streets as well? So who knows, man. With that being said, looking at the next point on this synopsis, it states that Sabrina's good news will have a negative effect on Maurice. Now, I already knew that something was not going to pan out right in this situation, because now Sabrina is sitting down having a meeting with a representative from the bank. Now she's asking her how she's doing, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm just thinking that Sabrina's going to get her job back. But they honestly feel that Maurice is a liability. Now, in the previous episode, he was out there getting his club on. You know what I'm saying? He was being rude to old boy. He might need old boy to step in and give him a favor because I don't know how he's going to pay his rent unless he's going to lean on Calvin. But Calvin may not be, he may not be in season 7. Who knows? So anyhow, maybe he'll be his next roommate. But, I just honestly believe that he's not going to get it back. Secondly, the reason why he's not going to get it back is because he is the reason why all of this stuff went down. He was the one that made the decision to get involved in a relationship with Q. Like, no one forced that upon him except for himself. Everyone was trying to tell him not to get involved with this gentleman, but for some reason, he could not get it through his head. And he made that decision to lay down with the devil, and now the devil is poking him with the pitchfork. And it might cost him his job, which I honestly believe that it did. And I think that's going to cause a rift between Sabrina and Maurice, because we do see in the trailer that Sabrina is now at Maurice's house. And since we're talking about Sabrina being at Maurice's crib, receiving some information, I believe that she's talking to Danny on the phone. Now, Danny is on the phone scrolling, and she's talking about, oh, he has a wife. Oh, he's married. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, who's married? Is she talking about Tony? Or is she talking about Tony? Or is she talking about Rich? Because for the longest, I've been saying from the get-go that something just doesn't seem right about Tony. But I would not be shocked at all if something is wrong with all of them. That includes Jordan as well, because they run together. You know, what's the old saying? Birds of a feather flock together. I mean, if he doing it, there's a possibility that old boy over here is doing the very same thing. I would not put it past him. All right. But you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't know. But obviously, I mean, just from the look of it, it looks like Rich potentially could be the one that they're discussing in this trailer. But you know how Tyler likes to cut it up and make it look like it's this when it's not that and all of this. So it's a lot of confusion going on. I'm leaning on the point that it could possibly be Tony. All right, because he seems too good to be true. He seems too eager to get on Danny's good side. And I mean, he's a little stalkerish, all right? I've been saying it for a long time. Something just doesn't seem right about this dude. And I guess we'll find out. You know what I'm saying? With this being this episode right here, I hope that we find out something, because at this point, like, I'm tired of the BS. Like, we're going back and forth. Danny doesn't know if she wants to be with Preston or if she wants to be with Tony. And then, finally, Sabrina seems like she's liking a guy. And then potentially Rich could be married. Like, it's a whole lot of buffoonery going on right now. And I just honestly want for somebody in this daggone show to get in a for real relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of Zac and Fatima, which, I mean, that's all over the place as well, with Zac and all the baby mama drama and all this stuff going on. Like, it's all over the place. And since we're talking about Zac and Fatima, let's go ahead and deal with it. So, Zac and Fatima are in the office at the law firm. In walks Hayden. Now, Hayden just received this information from his partner, and he's feeling himself right now. So he's strolling up to Zac and Fatima. He's had this sidebar conversation with his wife, or should I say his soon-to-be ex-wife? Who knows? Dealing with, with Hayden, who in the hell knows, right? So, he's back here at this place. He's back in the business of Zac and Fatima, effing everything up down their path or whatnot. He already conveyed to Gary that he was going to make Fatima's life a living hell pretty much, and he was going to destroy her. Now, all of this off the intel of Gary? Like, daggone, man. Like, for all we know, Gary could have had the documentation created upon, whatever he wanted it to say. And then you go believing it. And now you're messing up your relationship You're messing up a good thing, brother. Go back to Tamara. Like, everybody was liking when you were with Tamara, man. Like, you were cool. You wasn't no hater, man. You were all to your family, like you and your wife. But now this right here is this stuff gotta stop. Like, this hating gotta stop. Like, and then you come into the office, you're questioning Fatima. So you got this whole situation with Tamara. You know Tamara? Now, of course, Fatima gonna lie. No, I don't even know what you're talking about. But if you keep going in, Zac gonna put those hands on you once again. And that's exactly what I think you want to do, because you want to mess up. You want to throw a monkey wrench in what they got going on. And I see what you're trying to do, Hayden. I see what you're trying to do right now. What you're hoping for is that you can piss Zac off enough to get him to put those palms on you one more time so you can have his, you know what I'm saying, arrested. Once again, mess up what they got going on. You see, they good. You see, he's out here trying to get his child back, because there's no way in the world that Hayden doesn't know what he got going on over here with little Michael. Now, for me, I still feel like Michael possibly, don't get mad at me, possibly may not be Zac's. All right, I'm just saying it. We don't know for sure. I know they took the blood test or whatever they took with Hayden. He was the one that had his hands in that. So once again, you got another person that I'm questioning the documentation, because these jokers right here would do anything to prove the next man wrong. And I'm looking at this situation right here that's going on in the law office with Zac and Fatima. I hope that Zac doesn't overreact, doesn't do anything that he regrets, because right now he's trying to get his son, his quote-unquote son, back, all right? And I hope that, you know, they're able to come out of this without any issues. What else did I miss here? So we got the Hayden situation. We got Sabrina. We got Maurice. Now, we didn't really touch on Maurice. We don't really know what's going to go down with Maurice. We don't know what the conversation is. Does Sabrina even have a conversation with Maurice? We know that she's at his crib sitting on Calvin's couch or whatnot. So we don't know what transpired between those two. What else? Oh, Karen. So Karen goes to a spot, a location not too far from her current hair salon, just down the way with Brian. Now, Brian has convinced her to ride with him down the way. She's in this building where the guys are doing work. They're still finishing the drywall and different things like that. Karen is like, wow. So I'm wondering what's going to come from this visit. Is she going to decide to move to this location? And what's going to happen to her previous location? Because we do know that she went to Andy for the money to repair the current shop. Now this whole new shop brings a whole new element to the discussion. Like, will Andy give her the money to purchase this shop? Or does she become co-owner of this hair salon because I'm giving you so much damn money to buy a whole new spot? Or, I mean, who knows? Who knows what Karen is going to decide at this point? You know, she's thinking about this baby. She's thinking about who the father is, because she honestly doesn't know who the father is. I don't even think she can make a decision at this point. I'm going to be honest with y'all. With that being said, man, that was pretty much it, man. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this trailer breakdown. I try my best to honestly stay in real time with you guys, even though sometimes I read ahead to check out some of the things that's coming, because I'm going to go ahead and put up a video for season 7. So there are some things that we're going to talk about, but I try not to put everything in these videos. I try to stay in real time with the episodes specific to the episode. So I hope that you guys can appreciate that. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shiznit that's going down right here, all right? Talk to you guys soon. Peace.